Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Addison, whatever time you're listening, and thank you for joining us for our ASD Chat for All podcast. We have lots of fun and exciting things on the horizon for Addison School District 4, and this podcast allows us the opportunity to connect with our parents and guardians, families, and community to celebrate our students, their accomplishments, and so much more. Your hosts for this podcast are ASD4 Superintendent Dr. Nick Sutton and myself, Dean Constantopoulos. You interested in hearing more about what's going on in District 4? Come on in and have a chat. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for another episode of our ASD Chat for All podcast. My name is Dean Constantopoulos. I'll be one of your hosts this afternoon, and I'm joined with my co-host, Dr. Nick Sutton. So this week I hear, actually, there are going to be some pep rallies for our 3 different grades at the junior high school this Friday. So that's going to be pretty exciting. A good way to show off what our kids are doing, things that they're excited about, sports, that sort of thing. What are your thoughts about that?
Cool things happen at Indian Trail. There's wonderful things happening at all the schools, but I'm really proud of how they're very purposefully recognizing good choices, making positive decisions this year at that junior high. And part of what that is really going to start happening this Friday. It's going to be cool, Dean.
Absolutely. And, to talk a little bit more about what's going on at the junior high, we have an excellent guest today. Today we're joined by Dr. Anthony Jett. He's one of our new deans of students here at Indian Trail Junior High School. So, Dr. Jett, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's just hop right in. So we obviously know who you are, but for anybody that's listening who's not familiar with you, so tell us, so who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in education.
Okay, I've been in education for over 20 years. Again, my name is Anthony Jett, from a town called Kalamazoo, Michigan. I don't know if too many people have heard about that. Go Broncos and Wolverines, go Blue. And I recently came here from UIC, where I spent the last 3 years as being the executive director of the federal programs there, which helps first-generation low-income students and to matriculate through college. And I've also helped with the Upward Bound program, which works with high school students, and I work with some middle school students and help them to actually have an output or to put their thinking caps about going to college.
Yeah, very cool.
I love it. So obviously I'm a little biased because I think Addison District 4 is the best district to be at with the best administrative team, so I'm excited that you're a part of it, and certainly you are a great fit. My question to you is, for every parent and family member out there, what made you kind of interested in joining a big, giant junior high like us here in DuPage County?
One of the things that was, the proximity of working with indigenous group of students, I've worked with all facets of students, and the opportunity to come out to Addison and to switch over from higher ed. I've always had one foot in higher ed and one foot in K-12, so it's just a matter of putting on the left shoe or the right shoe.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
And this was an opportunity to actually dive right in. I'm in the UIC Superintendent Endorsement Program.
Oh, great!
And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's do it. I've heard great things about Nick. He's being modest. I heard things about him before I came, and
nice.
For his previous district, he did good work, and I'm like, okay, let's try it. The bigger the amount of students, the more love you got to bring, and I came out here, and I'm loving it.
Very cool. So let's go ahead and hop right in and talk a little bit about your position here as a Dean of Students. So I know something that has been a lot on the mind of a lot of administrators and a lot of community members has been things such as like behavior, respect, and stuff of that nature, right? So in this kind of context, your work as a dean is going to be integral in these students becoming the best versions of themselves in the school environment. So what do you think drives you personally as a dean? And then what kind of unique perspectives do you have based on your previous experience in education that helps you to kind of lead our students in that right path?
I like to tell my story. I come from a single family home. I'm the oldest of four, so I didn't have any uncles or dad around. So I got all my upbringing from one teacher, my sixth grade teacher. Yeah, my sixth grade teacher was the driving force in me even reaching into education, and he treated me with respect, and he didn't yell at me. He just talked to me, and to the point where I listened, and if you listen to the elders, you'll go far.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to tell me, a soft head, well, that's another story. But and my perspective is, if you talk to the students and you give them your perspective, and at the end of the day, Hispanic, Latino, and I'm an African American male, that we have a lot in common. Poverty is real no matter where you go. Obstacles are real no matter where you go. And if you stay focused and you want better for yourself, you want better for your family, you'll take those nuggets and then you'll move forward, and you realize that education is the only way
out of this. I love that. And you said, just because and you had said, like, your teacher, your sixth grade teacher, was the one who really kind of pointed you in this particular path. So I mean, like, talk about paying it forward now, like that you're in that position. So that must be really cool.
It gets crazy, because I didn't realize I missed my sixth grade teacher till maybe my second year in college.
Yeah.
And at this particular time, I couldn't find him. So I spent the next 25 years trying to locate this teacher.
Oh, wow.
And when I finally located him, it was too late. I found him, but he had died 2 years prior.
Oh, gotcha.
So I started writing a book, and it's called The Power of Sixth.
Oh, I love that.
And it's the power.
That's very cool.
Power of the sixth grade. So
that's so cool.
Coming out in February.
I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, as a dean and students, you obviously have a lot of time to interact with kids during their lunches, their passing periods, just throughout the day. What's one of your favorite things about this job? And for any families out there listening, what would you like them to know about how our kids are doing?
Our kids are doing fantastic. I fist bump every kid in the hallway, and they get off the bus, and the comments, "Hey, Dr. Jett, how is your day?" Each one of them I greet. You have no, I tell them the alternative is it is a happy day.
Yeah.
Even when it's raining outside, and get them going. And, no matter what's going on at home, they're going to smile when they get off that bus. They see me. It's consistency. Our kids need consistency, and that's what I bring every day. I'm not an administrator that takes days off.
Yeah.
Because if I do, I feel like I'm missing something. So I got to be here, and I don't like people telling me what's happening after it's already gone.
I love that. Well, and and you're obviously a good role model to these kids, and your story really, I'm sure, resonates with a lot of these kids. So, like, I know we're really thankful to have you here, and I'm sure the kids are too. So thank you, seriously.
I'm glad to be here.
Everything
Thank you.
you're doing.
Thank Dr. Nick for bringing me on board. I love the opportunity, and I like Addison. I never heard of it till I got out here, but I'm kind of fond of the place.
Hey, Addison likes you. So, Dr. Jett, if there's any families out there that want to learn more about you, what you have to offer, or anything else in between related to Indian Trail, what's the easiest way to get a hold of you? What's your district email?
The district email is AJETT at A as in Apple, S as in Sam, D as in dog, 4.org.
Love it, love it. So, Dean, if anybody wants to talk to you about how great Dr. Jett is, how great Addison is, or just how great anything else is about our community, what's the easiest way to reach you?
Easiest way to reach out to me is going to be actually through X. That's I got it this time. I shouldn't have said that I got it this time, because now it means that I'm thinking about it. But it's at X, at Addison SD4. Dr. Sutton, same question for you.
Always lingering out there. At Dr. Nick Sutton is the easy place to find me, as well as district email in Sutton at ASD4.org.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Jett, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
This has been awesome, and you can truly feel your just like the good vibes and the passion coming off of you for this position. So truly thank you for being here. I love
it. No, thank you for having me.
Of course. And for everybody listening, stay tuned for next time. Thank you for tuning in to our ASD Chat for All podcast. Check us out at www.asd4.org, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts for more. We'll be back soon with another episode, so stay tuned.